Right. Okay. Evening, folks. We Sunday evening, and we're sitting at 2000 hours 15. So we've had a good weekend, and we're looking forward to a productive week, hopefully. So we'll see how that goes. Right. First and foremost, I just want to thank everybody, for those of you that have been following and looking at the videos. Um, it's great stuff. You're more than welcome to leave a comment or two if you think I could improve on something or the lighting or something like that. Um, Sooner than later, hopefully, we'll be getting another little camera so we can give you another little angle and just up the quality a little bit. Anyway, for those of you that I've had one or two comments on the Facebook group um, about they were anxious and waiting for the finishing of the MP40 sling. So I must apologize for that. We'll get to that. But what you must realize about the war room is that I'll do the videos as and when on the different subjects as I go along and as I see the need or I've got a diorama coming up. So now and again there might be a video on something totally different. Just keep track. But what I will do, if there's a series like what I'm going to touch on tonight, we'll start with grasses. And grasses can also part of this little series that we're going to start now. It's going to be we're going to incorporate one or two trees in there. I'm going to show you how I do my version of trees and my version of grasses. And once again, remember, this is the budget channel, and it's everything I use is what I can get my hands on. As I've said to you before, and I'll say it again, I'm not a professional. I do it my way, and it might not be the best way, but it certainly is on a budget, and you can still get very good results, as I've said before. So we will get back to the MP40, and we'll get back to the Hauptmann's map case. But just for tonight, we're going to start a series, and as I was going to say, every series, so that you can follow, you will see the same thumbnail picture for each video in that series. So that's just a little something just to remember, so that you can keep tabs. So as you can see on the MP40, there hasn't been another vid. So, and finishing off the strap is going to take a bit of time. So what we're going to do on that video, just to give you a bit of feedback, something my son does the editing for me and sets the videos up. I'm going to video the process, because it takes quite a bit of time to finish off that strap, and we don't want to bore you. So we're going to do a couple of videos and put it into one, as it were, and put it into a condensed version for, say, like 15 or 20 minutes. That's what we're going to do as far as the MP40 strap. So bearing in mind we've been working on that, and so we'll finalize that. Anyway, let's push on, get on to tonight, and cheers. The coffee's looking good. I'm now going to show you, or not show you, we're going to do a little start to a series on grasses. And you can buy this stuff once again. And I don't know if they're still around, but I know back in the day there was a company called Woodland Scenics. They were in England, I think. And they used to make, I don't know if they still do, they probably do, they make fantastic stuff. And then there was another online, you could order back in the day through well, it wasn't online actually, it was a mail order. It was called Squadron Mail. I think that they were based in America. And I used to pore over the magazines and look at it and think, geez, look at that stuff. So part and parcel of why I do it my way like this is because I couldn't get hold of that stuff. And I mean, you can only imagine, let's say something, I'm talking late 1980s, early 90s, let's say something was like $20. Now, I'd look at it and I think, geez, I'd love that. But now to get it here, those days it would have taken a month of Sundays, and it would have cost too much at the end of the day. So, that's just a little bit of background. Right, let's get on to what we're going to do tonight. Now, I want to show you something interesting. What I picked up, we went out shopping, and I want to show you what this is. Okay, it's not a cookery class, but this is fantastic stuff. You can see it there. Okay, right, just good old-fashioned dried parsley. Now, a packet like this going to set you back $9. Okay, and you got 15 grams in there. Now, I saw advertised somewhere for 15 grams of genuine leaves, so-called 35th scale leaves. I think they were advertised for like £25 or something, if I'm not mistaken. I'm under correction. So what I did was, while we were out shopping and we were doing some shopping, the wife and I picked up 2 of these. So I'm going to show you what we do here, and then what else I also do is, when I'm in the garden and I've cut grass, I always every now and again collect a bit of fine grass off the lawn, and I keep that. I take the fine cuttings of the grass, and I keep that. And another thing that I collect every now and again, I go to, when I pop into my brother-in-law's place, he does a lot of woodwork. I collect bits, sawdust, different types of sawdust, whether it's be the fine sawdust, sort of the more coarser sawdust that's come off, and I'll separate them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you now. Let me just get my one box out, and then I can show you. Let's just see if it's in this one. Okay, we'll put that one side because I want to show you that one as well. So look here. This is the one I want to show you. Okay, let's get down here. I'm going to bring you down. Okay, you can have a look in here. Now, what we've got in here, you can see I was busy with this packet. That's why I haven't even prepared it. So I want to see you. I want you to see how I keep it. Okay, let's just throw that packet away. Now, what you see in here is this is a mixture of different kinds of sawdusts. Okay, and what I've done is I've got some grass cuttings in here, etc., etc., etc. Now, what you do is, you get yourself. I'll show you now. You get yourself some old tea strainers, guys. You'll get one that's finer, and you'll get one that's that lets out a little bit more. Now what you do is you just put yourself some in there like that, and you shake that off like that, and if you have a look there, look at that fine grass. You'll get like a mat of grass. Now what you do is, interestingly enough, you put that on, you put a bit of wood glue down, and you sprinkle this on, okay, very gently. And as the wood glue is drying, I would say you give it about probably about 15 minutes or so. Now, this is a little, you're not going to believe this. There is a thing that they call, I don't know if it's called a hoch thing or a foch grass maker or whatever they call it. You can buy it, that makes grass stand up. All I do is I take a ruler. Now we'll get to a vid. I take a ruler. You rub, like you used to do in school. You rub the ruler. I'll get you back up there. You rub the ruler under your arm. You cause a bit of static. You just hold it over that, and believe it or not, part of what you've sprinkled down there, it actually stands up a little bit. It just creates a little bit of static. But do that once the wood glue that you've put down, that it's dried a little bit, otherwise it'll just fall down. So it'll dry to a certain point. Okay, they're not all going to stand up, but that's a little trick. Okay, you don't need that. So with the other tea, the tea strainer, you can then just get a much coarser thing. I can show you down here. Let's have a look here. You can see that's a much coarser grass now that you can get. Okay, and then what you do is, you're probably wondering how I get the green color. I'll show you now how I get the green color. What we do is, I'm not going to put the parsley in here. This is just my bulk one that I keep. Now from there I'll make this. I'm going to show you something else. Sometimes you might want to get a bright green grass. Now if you have a look at this, now that's the same thing. Okay, same stuff there that I'm using. Now what I've done here, all I've done is you just take a normal poster paint. There it is, normal poster paint. Okay, just like that, water based. Okay, just cheap poster paint. I think a tub costs you about $20, and it'll last you a lifetime. So just normal poster paint like that. Okay, you'll take that like that, and once you've sifted that through, you put that into a little container. You add a little bit of poster paint, mix it up, scrunch it up like that. Just spread it a bit at the bottom. You let it dry for 24 hours, and when you get back to it, you crunch it up, and you can re-sift it, and that's what it looks like. Now you can do different color greens. You can have, I've got 4 different greens. I've got the bright green, I've got the dark green poster paint, I've got an in-between green, and I've sort of got this color green here. So guys, you can do anything. The world, truly the world is your absolute oyster. So there's no, and that is absolutely done on the cheap. Okay. So what I want to show, just wipe this out the way here. And what I want to just show you now quickly, I just want to get something. I won't be a second. We'll just get one of these here that we can work with. Okay. And then what I want to do too, just to show you. Okay. Now this is a normal tea bag, a green tea, or it can be any tea. Okay. So what this is nice about, if you look at that now, okay, those are genuine tea leaves, but that's not for leaves. This is beautiful ground, or if you want to do forest cover. Okay. Now with the parsley, what we do is here with the parsley, let's open the bag here quickly, and then we'll show you what we're going to do here. Okay. Now, you look at parsley. Okay. Now that's a genuine leaf. Look at that. Okay. That's it. Now, I'm going to show you how we're going to do trees. Yes, you can buy actual leaves, certain leaves of certain like oak trees, etc., etc., etc. Those are expensive, guys. Those are expensive. So what you do is, if you want to leave the green color like that, you can. Or once again, you can do exactly the same with this. Now, what I do is I use my old. I'll show you here quickly. 1 second. I've got an old mortise and pestle here. Let's just bring you up a little bit there. If you can have a look here. And what I do is I take some of this in here if I want it finer, and I just grind it up in here like that. Like that. You just grind it up, and you get finer leaves. Okay. You just grind it up, grind it up. You can grind it up. You can add a bit of that in there if you want to, just for a bit of texture. And you just grind it up like that. And it grinds it up quite fine. And you just take it between your fingers, and you rub it like that, and you rub it. Now once you've ground it up, it's easier to rub between your fingers, you see. And you just rub it through like that. And what you do is, you take that, and you get your strainer, and you put it through there, and you tap that. And folks, look there. Look at that. You've got beautiful little leaves, and now whatever the case may be. Now you're going to say to me, but how do you get that onto a tree? Okay, we'll cross that bridge. What I'm trying to show you here is what you can use to make foliage, to make leaves, anything you want. And obviously the finer stuff with the grass. And I'm going to show you the trick with mating the grass to get it to stand up, etc., etc., etc. Okay, now I don't want to waste that, so I'll put that in there. Let's put the mortise and pestle one side. So I've given you an idea as far as that's concerned. So that is quite easy. And what I use to put my wood glue down, to put my ground cover down, or get my leaves stuck, or sprinkle the leaves, or whatever, and especially if you want to sprinkle it around your top, I use wood glue. I only use wood glue. I either dilute it, or whatever the case may be, and put it on there. Okay, so don't waste the tea leaves, even used ones. Even if you don't want to, if you think it's a waste using a new bag, you can after you've drunk your tea, or whatever the case may be, let it dry out outside in the sun. Take it out, break it up, and put it into your container. Different tea bags are good, and I've got a couple of bottles where I've separated coarse, sort of in between, and then fine. So you can just decide how you want to do that. And once again, with the parsley, you can also color that, make it brighter with your poster paint. So that's another thing that you can do. Now I've got another trick up my sleeve. Let's get you down here. I want to show you. This is what you're going to start collecting as well. Okay, this is what you need to start collecting. Okay, these are mosses. Wherever you go, you can collect this moss. Okay, now if you look carefully, you'll see the grass actually stands up on this. Okay, and then you'll also see the insert, folks. There will be an insert where I did a mortar team, and the insert will show you one of these little sections. If you look here, I want to just show you here. Let's just get something. I'll get a toothpick, and if you let's just get some light on here. If you see there, you can see it makes like a grass. Okay, now what you do is when you pick up the moss, or when you scrape it off or whatever, don't leave the soil on. Okay, leave the soil on. Don't try and pick, because you're going to break this. Once you get, and it's now dried, and you've put it in your container, or you've left it outside and it's dried off, then you can get to a point and gently scrape off the sand. Okay, and then you'll get left with that. And then what you can do when you're doing your diorama, you just glue this in, and it's like a jigsaw puzzle, because we know grass in real life. I mean, it's not, unless you're doing a perfect lawn, then you can go the route of sprinkling it like that. But if this grass, like sort of you can just put it together like a jigsaw puzzle, and then eventually you press it down with wood glue, you push it in, and it eventually it looks beautiful. I mean, it looks like a genuine, like some grass in the wild, or on the sidewalk, or whatever the case may be. So collect this. Once it's dry, it never goes off. But the beauty about it is it looks like real glass. It stands up. Okay, it looks like grass that's either been cut or it's short grass. Now, you can leave it like this, or you can color it. You can color it with your poster paint, or whatever the case may be, depending how you. So collect this stuff. It's really fantastic. I keep mine in a plastic dish like this, okay, and it stays in there. And whenever I need or use, I take out a few pieces and I put it together. So wherever you're going and you see there's any moss lying around, or moss that's attached itself, just scrape it off, or I mean, carry a little pocket knife with you, and you scrape it, put it in a plastic bag, and you take it home. Simple as that. So that's basically what I do with how I do my grasses, etc., etc., etc. And just stand by 1 second. Now this is a tree I did. Okay, you guys can see that. I'll just put a bit of light on there. Now that's a tree. If you look here, there's a bit of grass that I did with that same system. And then the leaves on this tree is exactly how I explained it to you. I crushed it, and that's how I did that tree. So that sort of gives you an idea. That's just a basic, quick, simple tree that we can do. You can get a bit more involved. I'll show you how to get the leaves like that. And once again, the branches of the tree, it's all something I've got out of nature, out of the yard, etc., etc., etc. So if you folks can just see that. And this is waiting. This, incidentally, this little vignette is actually waiting for the Houtman, incidentally. So that just gives you an idea with that. Okay. Right, folks. So this is what I wanted to share tonight in this video. So this is going to be the start of the grass series. The next video I'm going to show, we're going to do a little bit of grass. I'm actually going to I want to start another diorama base. So this is all going to be starting a little vignette, and then we'll get a little diorama base going, and we'll start using some grasses and show you how we use the parsley, etc., 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 etc. Right. Okay, folks, that's it for the evening. So stay tuned, right? If you liked the video, hit the like button. Once again, share. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And once again, thanks for watching. Cheers.